Hi guys, welcome to This Is Not a Date podcast. I'm Keith.
I'm Jade.
And I'm Callison.
And in this episode, we learned that the guys don't have a chance with Claire.
Not one bit.
Let's get into it.
It's feeling so good right now.
Before we get started, let's cut to the teaser clip.
Dang, they're taking a lot of digs at Dale. Hate on. You can't hate on love.
Why are you so perfect?
You're perfect. When I get quality time with her, it's a wrap.
People alluded to prior to arriving here, maybe they've been in contact on social media.
Oh, damn. The fact that he thinks he's better than all of us, he's not better than all of us. You.
It's almost like they're
You got a
already
little aggressive
dating.
this time
I'm pissed
around.
off right now.
I know,
If you
he's
want
stepped up
Dale,
again.
and that's
His
what's
demons
up,
are coming out.
How about the rest of us walk out?
Everything was great, and then it just went.
I expected way more from the oldest Bachelorette.
Are you serious?
That ain't right.
I don't know how to go off.
A lot of guys are tripped up by the shock of it.
I'm the oldest Bachelorette that's 39 that's standing here that's single because I didn't settle for men like
So that was the teaser clip of this episode. It was
Intense.
exactly as expected. Yeah.
Yep, just about.
So what happens first in this episode, Jade?
So we're at the rose ceremony, and Yosef just starts going off. He just
my gosh.
starts rolling
It starts really casual.
Yeah.
He's like, Claire, can I talk to you for a minute or something like that?
And it just
Well, he had
escalates.
briefly mentioned to the guys that he was not okay with
That's
it.
right,
And he
yeah.
was kind of bashing Claire behind her back a little bit, but he
Right.
said that he was going to tell
And
her
he did.
exactly.
Right,
He went.
yeah.
He didn't do just a little bit. He went full force.
Yeah, so he fully committed to what he said. He was,
Wow.
he's not just bashing her behind their back. He's actually going to
Yeah.
her in person.
Yeah, he
I felt
stood by his
like
word.
if I was the guy there, I just been like, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. You're going to ruin our night.
Not a good
You're going
idea.
to ruin the night. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You did, of course.
So the dodgeball thing, that crossed the line for him. So he really wanted to bring that to her
Which is-
attention.
So real quick,
know.
let's cut to a quick clip of Yosef getting aggressive with Claire.
me. I'm looking for a husband. I'm looking
Claire.
for someone
Claire,
to
hold on.
love.
Wait, hold
Love
on.
me. I'm
Hold
looking
on,
for
Claire.
someone.
Hold
I've listened to you
No.
this entire time.
No,
She
no,
did
no.
listen to him for a while.
I've listened to you
did.
this
So
entire
true, yeah.
time.
Like, seriously, I asked you.
I've listened to you
I
for the
asked
last
you,
20 minutes.
And I'm not done yet.
20
You know what?
minutes?
You are done. Let me tell you something.
must have
The
cut
way
a
you're
lot.
talking to me right
You must have
now,
cut a lot.
never in a million years.
Claire?
Listen to me.
Claire?
Listen
Hey,
to me.
no.
Never in a million years did I ever think I would have to utter these words again. Do not ever talk to me like that. I never thought I'd ever have to tell any man that I would never want them being the father of my child, and I stand by that. I would never want my children having a father like you. Get out of here.
Claire?
Listen to
Hey.
me.
Are you serious?
Bro, hey, believe
Get outta
that
here.
you're not fit to be a mother to my child.
That ain't right. Man.
Wow.
I kind of forget the gist of Yosef's thing. So he was against the
It was,
dodgeball thing.
he called her classless.
Oh, he was
What
also
was-
against him with her getting aggressive when no one called her to speak for her to him
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he just went off. He went
Yeah.
absolutely off. And the thing that bothered me most was, I don't know, maybe it's just my own trigger, but I think Joseph was saying something along the lines of, I can't see my kid right now because I'm on the show. And Claire tries to empathize, and she goes, I totally understand. My mom's dying right now. Says my mom is dying right now. And he just kept going. He's like, no, let me continue. Didn't even give her a second to just
Yeah.
to even, I don't know, empathize back, or just, I don't know, that stuck out to me. And, death versus not being able to see your alive kid. I don't know. It just bothered me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I
So
did a
does
little bit
colors.
of looking on the internet of people commenting on this topic, and a lot of people are pro Yosef,
Really?
but also a lot of people are pro Claire on this point. But hold on, they're not. They don't actually like Yosef.
Okay.
They're like, we like the things, we understand the things Yosef said. We don't like him as a person. I'm seeing a lot of that. And
So
I'm
how do
seeing
you
more
feel?
so-
I'm curious
seeing-
on a guy's, a guy. I know how Jade feels a little bit. We talked, but how do you feel?
I feel that Yosef, I don't think any guy should end any sort of relationship so classless.
Yeah.
Like that's a classic,
Yeah.
the classic like
He dealt with it horribly.
breaking up move where
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, well, I never liked you anyways. I didn't want to be
You're
your
old.
You're the worst.
You're not classy at
So
all.
it's
You
like
said a lot.
if all he had to do is say his piece and walk away, he would have left very strong.
Yeah.
And he would have been like,
But he screwed it
everyone
up
would
with
have
all
been
the
like,
other-
yeah, Yosef. But since he kept on like digging a hole deeper and deeper and
Yeah.
deeper and kind of burying himself.
It was the personal digs. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the second Claire would have started getting aggressive to me, I would have shut down personally.
Yeah, but she kind of like held her ground, and she
Mm-hmm.
and until he started, interrupting her. That's when she was like, no,
She
no, no, no,
blew
no.
up,
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
like,
I've been sitting here listening to you bash me for the last 10 minutes,
And she took it pretty well. Like you could see
Yeah.
on her face. You know, she was
Yeah.
upset, obviously, but she didn't burst in and say, you know, you this
So-
and that until he got really bad.
some people on the internet are saying your point of view, like it's kind of inspiring to other females, like, yes, you're strong,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I guess that can be, if you're in an abusive relationship or something like that, it's kind of good to see like you too can talk to a guy like that and get him off your back. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
and
You don't really-
she's got a lot of the
Yeah.
power in the situation in the first place. So being able to use that and say, you know, I don't need this. Like you can go away.
like there's
I
plenty
think
of
I don't know. It was
plenty of
just
guys out there.
It was good for her considering her past and what she's going through, what she went through, to be like, no more of this. So I appreciated that.
So just know that you don't have to deal with such Yosefs in your life.
Yeah. And Yosef also said, you know, you're a bad example to my daughter. I'm ashamed to be associated with you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what an exaggeration for having a goofy dodgeball strip thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't
So
have a
s-
problem with it. But
yeah, so silly. Like,
yeah.
there's no reason to act
Maybe
like
it
that.
was a little extreme, but I mean, it's good TV, maybe. I don't
Right, and we
know.
were thinking back of, we were talking about last episode, and we thought like maybe Claire was a person who just suggested strip dodgeball. But I kind of also, I heard another thing where, well, if the producers, the guys had those jock straps to begin with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that was a pre-planned thing with that. So
Oh, yeah.
if Claire didn't stage this, it was definitely the producers who staged
Mm-hmm.
this, with that being said. And so how hard is it for like Claire to hold her tongue back, being like, it wasn't even my idea in the first place?
yeah.
She might have
just
said that in the
taking it.
20 minutes that
Right,
apparently
maybe. I can't believe that was a 20-minute
she-
conversation.
I can't believe that
Yeah.
either. There must have been so many things that were cut that we weren't able to see, but we definitely got the highlights for sure.
So yeah, so some people pro Yosef, some people pro Claire. Either way, whatever.
I was pro Claire on this
You're
one.
pro
Yeah, I was.
Claire?
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
pro Claire. And then,
Okay.
what did you guys think?
I was
of the,
mutual. I was like, whatever.
So Claire kind of walks away
Mm.
and to go like do a little clip with the producers, I
Yeah.
guess is what she
Mm-hmm.
was doing. And when that line where she says like men, I don't settle for men like that. And then Dale like walks up and she just like breaks down crying.
Of course,
and,
just
like-
into his arms. Perfect
Yeah.
timing. I don't know how they planned that, but that was just like
Yeah.
Go, 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 go,
yeah,
go,
yeah,
go,
and
go.
cute, go, go. Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Clip number 3.
Are you okay?
You okay?
What's going on?
Dale.
So,
So cute.
I think, how do you feel with the crying?
I think that, so from my own experience, if I'm upset about something and I'm not crying, but I'm mad and I'm angry, and then I see someone like my boyfriend or my dad or something, and I know that they're there to like comfort me and keep me safe or whatever, that it would make me break down crying like that.
Yeah.
And she feels like that with Dale because she feels like connected to him, that he's like her protector, or she feels comfortable and safe around him.
Yeah.
And JoJo Fletcher, who was a previous Bachelorette, my favorite to be.
I do love JoJo.
Yeah, she's the best. So she posted something like her Dale and Claire moment from her season was when an ex-boyfriend was going to tabloids and like talking bad about her to the press, and she found out about it, and Jordan kind of comforted her, and the same situation happened with that. So that she was considering that her Dale and Claire moment. So I think JoJo Fletcher is backing Claire and Dale, and so am I.
I can't believe of all the people that just happened to be right around the corner, I mean, surely all those other guys are so eager to get some time, to get to have, that moment that Dale got then. And I just can imagine like all the producers like, no, like you guys stay back, Dale. I love that.
Get in there.
Of all people.
When we like go further to the episode, we can tell that like Dale's kind of almost in stalker mode. He's ready to be there.
Oh yeah, he's ready to pounce.
I mean, I wouldn't say stalker's a good word to use, but like he's around the corner, I think, and he's ready for those kind of moments.
Definitely. What happened?
Well, she actually said something in a clip after that moment with her and Dale, she said Dale is everything that I'm looking for and want. Yep. And that just like that solidified like their relationship. They're going to be together and that's it.
That's all she, and all the times right after she sees Dale or when she's with another guy, it's always like, gosh, I wish I was with Dale or like, Dale's the best. Like he's so great. I know I found my husband. All those clips keep coming back and yeah.
Yeah.
I got no more to say about it.
Okay. So I wrote a question down that I just kept thinking of. Does Claire have a relationship with any of these other guys?
No.
I was surprised.
I've never seen a conversation.
I wouldn't say so.
I was surprised that Blake Moynes didn't cause any drama this episode at all. He was just done with
Blake
it.
was on the
I told
sidelines.
you guys that he was, after what happened, he's never going to cause any problems. And that's exactly what happened.
He probably got his butt handed to him that night. But yeah, after that, I don't know if you guys remember, but Claire decides to cancel the cocktail date. Because she was all rallied up and all that had happened after Dale consoled her.
So the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
And so, I don't know, I feel like that was the beginning of a lot of other things that happened later in the episode that were just like, she's changing the rules. She's just doing it for whatever she feels like. She already saw Dale. She had her Dale time, so she just wanted to get it all over with.
That's true.
And then after that...
Well, her friend came to visit.
Yes, her friend came to visit, an old bachelorette.
Old bachelorette friend.
Yeah. She quarantined for 2 weeks to speak to her for 10 minutes.
Bless her heart. That's a commitment. Like, appreciate you.
I wonder how much she got
for
paid.
those 30 minutes that we're talking.
Yeah, I feel bad
Have a
for
good
her.
life.
Yeah. 10-minute showtime. So we actually have a clip of Claire and her, what was the bachelorette's name?
I don't remember.
The old bachelorette.
The older bachelorette.
And of them smelling Dale's pants.
Oh, yes. That's a great clip.
I died.
I mean, they smell like it. Let me see.
Let's see what size they are. Ooh, a 46. Oh my God.
What does that even mean? I don't
wow.
know.
That's 46 is really big.
I was sleeping and I was like,
so.
Yeah,
that's like, is that oversized or like these sweatpants?
He ripped his pants. Either Dale's like a giant.
Because I can't imagine Dale being that much bigger than me, and I'm definitely not a 46.
46 is huge.
For perspective, I'm a 32.
Yeah, most guys are about 32, 34.
She probably has a big butt.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's so true. It could be.
But like it's a waist size thing though. Like the butt doesn't even come into play.
Yeah, but his boat, his boat,
his
butt. If it sticks out here, then his waist line kind of extends,
I don't know, maybe if
I don't know men's pants.
Maybe if I saw him in person.
It's not like a high waist sort of thing. It is kind of like that. So
I have no idea.
He must have a donk.
Maybe like sweatpants are different than.
Was it sweatpants or pants?
They were sweatpants. Actually, I don't know. They look like sweatpants.
I thought they were fancy pants,
etc.
I don't know. What is it? She said 42 or 46. Either way, it's still
anything past 40. So I'm a plus size model.
Maybe I'm just really small.
43 inch hip. So he's. And I've got big. I don't really look like that right now. You can't really tell, but 46. That's a big. Yeah. That's a big boy. Yeah.
Big boy.
It's like people just look different on TV than you like notice in real life. Like, oh, you're shorter than I thought, or you're taller than I thought.
Yeah.
Him is like, you're a lot wider at the hips than I thought.
Some people just are giants in person. Like they're super proportionate, like looking. But when you see them in person, they just everything fills out just perfect. Yeah, giants. That's the best way I can describe it.
So that girl doesn't know what Dale looks like. So she's probably imagining in her head what he looks like because she knows 46
but he's
size
proportional.
Pants.
Yes, that's the.
But if you would say 46, you would you think that was like a very large man?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I would be really confused if I saw.
And then you see him and he's like tall and.
Yeah. So let's talk about the group date.
Or the lack of the group date.
So I have some theories of what it might have been. So the reason why they canceled it because they had so much drama with the strip dodgeball that I think that the group date that got canceled was like a nude photo shoot. That's my theory. That's my theory. It's probably way off.
Did you find any other theories like on? Did you get
No. This is theories from nowhere except for my own brain.
Your own noggin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I figured that she got so much heat for that, and she was just like, so she had to cancel that day date.
Maybe, but she's just been throwing like all sorts of rules at the door lately. Like she canceled the other date, and now she cut the cocktail night short, and now she's extending the cocktail night with canceling the group date. So, but the way she did it was very, not very kind, I guess. The guys, they were sitting there for a few hours, they said, right? Were they just left there with their own devices?
The entire day waiting for like
just
a morning
waiting
thing.
for a group date.
But I just want to cut back just a little bit. And when she was talking to the other Bachelorette girl, and the Bachelorette girl says, so I should be looking out for Dale. So I'm assuming that date had to do with that Bachelorette girl, but it never happened for some reason or another, because that Bachelorette girl wasn't even involved with that group date.
Oh, that's such a good point. Because she just kind of dipped out. We never saw her again.
So
that's why I was like, why was she there?
She was definitely there for the group date, and because that comment, I need to look out for Dale, and then she's gone.
Yeah.
I need answers.
We need answers. Okay, let's go back to cocktail party.
Cocktail party. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what happened there? Like how Dale took her side?
Dale did an awkward like group hug to kind of like set the mood.
I think the editing made it awkward. I don't think it was actually that awkward.
He did a little
situation.
speech, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was
we must respect each other.
Yeah. And then
he said something about vibes, something about
respect each other's vibes or something. Was that,
I don't know,
was that
something
what it was?
weird.
But then he goes and he says, "I just want to steal her really quickly to cover something that needs to be talked about.
And
just give me 5 minutes."
He did kind of open up to her.
Oh yeah,
but
she opened up to him. Him too.
I don't think that he said he only wants her for 5 minutes. He said, if I only get 5 minutes, that's all I need. That doesn't mean.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, he was. So he wasn't like, I'm only going to steal for 5 minutes. He was like, I'm only need her for 5 minutes or something like that.
And then it was an hour later.
Yeah, the guys were saying like 45 minutes to an hour.
Full on bed sesh.
So time.
So weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Time in real life versus time what we see on TV is we have no idea what's ever going on.
So skewed. But imagine doing that, being so into. I guess you've got to get used to it being filmed, but the cameraman's on the bed, trying to get the angles in as they're sitting there making out.
Don't mind me.
In that intimate moment, that's got to be a little weird. I don't know.
And I guess the one part that confused me about this whole thing is when let's cut to Easy looking for Dale and Clare.
I was kind of looking around to see, where they were at. It's almost a little maze out here.
It's got it back.
Oh, is there a knock on the door?
Oh, man.
They're like, wait, what was that?
I can't fit under the bed.
I should put this on, probably.
She should have just canceled the cocktail party at that point.
Do you think he actually heard? Because they made it sound like he heard it on the outside.
Maybe. I don't know.
That would have been more awkward.
A clip I didn't show on that was Dale saying, I'm going to catch some heat for this.
Yeah.
And then Claire says, why?
Why? Wait, why
for
would
what?
you?
Or something like that. Yeah. And it was like, but Claire, you've been on the show so much, you know exactly why she's going to catch heat for this.
Don't play dumb. Gone for 5 minutes. Oh, and then
Dale goes back to steal her again.
Dale goes back.
Well,
yeah.
Before that, all the guys start getting aggressive with each other. So Easy gets in, someone steals him 5 minutes later, then it's 5 minutes later. Kind of
but
thing.
she said, I'm cutting it short. I hope you don't mind if we're going to go. We need to get through this quicker or something like that.
We're gonna get back to Dale.
Yeah, cycle back to Dale somehow. And Dale, of course.
There's got to be conversation between Dale and Claire that we're not seeing, where Claire's just saying, "Hey, come back to me.
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk to these guys because
give it a few hours.
When they would show that though.
I don't know, because it's a little secret between them where it's come back in 15 minutes.
And then all of a sudden there was a rose ceremony, or not rose ceremony, but where she gives out
gives out the rose.
The rose.
No, that was Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That
Keep going.
Yeah. So she gives out the rose, and of course, who does she give it to? Of all people, Mr. Dale. And then Dale goes so far. I can't believe he actually uttered these words, but I believe it was, "I feel like I'm the best man suited," and then he kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then the other guy calls him out, and he's like, "Best man, you want to finish that?" And he's like, "Oh shoot, that came out of my mouth."
I was the best one suited to, like...
No. Go on. You were the best man suited?
And I just can't believe he would go, like, say that in front of all the guys there. All the guys, you just horrible looks from everyone.
Yeah.
And
Everyone's like, why would you
just
even start
daggers
saying
on Dale
that?
after that. And of course, you know, the next group date, like, covers all that and all that resentfulness from them for that comment and more, I guess, from other instances.
So we were talking about, you said the best man suited.
Yes, best man suited.
For Claire. I think that Dale is just not good at speaking, which you've said before.
Yeah.
He's just one of those
Bless
guys.
him.
He doesn't know how to say the right
Articulate
things for
himself.
a TV show.
Yeah.
He's not a politician.
He's just
Which is
into
good.
Claire, and dating in this kind of scene is weird. And so him saying that is just something that he felt at that moment. But
Yeah.
it wasn't right to say it to all those
It was
guys
so
because those other
out
guys
of
are
place.
involved in relationships.
We
even
just
though-
didn't expect that from Sweet Dale, like to be like, "I'm the best suited of all men. I am the best suited." Like,
And he probably authentically
you
feels
can't-
that way.
you can't say something after or before that makes that sound better.
I
He
know.
needs
It
to-
just
those
he,
few words.
He can't
like,
go back with
yeah.
that one.
He needs to quote like other contestants from past seasons where the girls are always like, "It's my truth."
Yeah.
He's like,
So
it's
It's
mine.
Dale's truth.
I don't know, but this is my truth.
He's got like stuff written on the back of his hand.
So next we have the one-on-one with Zach. That was a mess, but let's cut to the clip of Zach going on his one-on-one date.
I want to get to know her more. I really am interested in who she is as a person, like where she sees herself in the future. Like, I want to know all that.
It's okay.
But
Pretend
if you
there's
want to
audio.
have just fun all night and jump in my arms again and lay some kisses on me. Deal.
Go get ready. And I'm gonna get ready.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
they go for the
this
kiss.
moment.
Goes
Oh,
in
I
for the
wanted to
kiss.
throw up. Oh, no.
What?
What happened?
Oh gosh.
Okay, now I'm seeing it.
They're so close. Oh wait. Maybe he wanted that like little moment before. And then Dale, I love that.
What?
Oh, and she gets super offended all of a sudden.
He's like, get off me, get off. Like, that was so
That
weird.
was so awkward.
Oh.
I did see it though. He didn't. She went like full 90.
Yeah,
He
she went
didn't-
90, he
and
didn't
he
go
didn't do the
10.
10.
They were like,
Yeah.
hello. Like, they were just this close. And maybe he wanted that like romantic moment. You know, some guys do that where they'll like stop right before and they'll be like, and
Yeah,
then
he
you go.
wanted that anticipation. He wanted some anticipation in there.
Yeah, and it just blew up in his face. It was so awkward.
So awkward.
I personally, I'm not quite sure, but he looked intoxicated. I could be wrong. He was just walking like
Do you think he was?
but maybe that's just how he walks.
It was
I
a
don't know.
nervous energy.
It could have been
All
nervous
the
energy
nervous
the entire
energy just
day.
built
Or maybe
up
he was
into
just
alcohol.
drinking so much because he was so nervous that at that point he was just
Yeah.
intoxicated.
Yeah.
But what did you think
But I could be
about
wrong.
the whole like? I think it was very reasonable in my opinion. She was very caught off by that, and I guess it triggered her PTSD from other trauma. But how he immediately after was like, "Hey, wait, come back! Like, you know, I want this. Let's kiss. And she's like, "No, get away from me. Get away from me." I don't know.
Yeah.
It just. I mean, of course, it added to the awkwardness, and we can't really speak for her trauma, but it was just a weird situation.
It was
What do you
super
think, Jade?
awkward.
I felt uncomfortable how aggressive he was getting afterwards, trying to kiss her again after
Yeah.
she said
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
After she was over
He
it.
wanted to save the moment so
Yeah, but
bad.
then-
He was like
happened.
grabbing the back of her neck and like trying to pull her, and she's like, "No, please don't."
It kind of really
I felt
confused
so bad
me.
for him.
We watched the playback just now, and you saw like nothing really. He didn't actually pull back like she said. He was just kind of sitting
didn't-
there. He was just
Yeah.
still.
He didn't do his 10.
He didn't do any 10. But in the clip beforehand, he said before the date, he's like, "I just want to like give her a bunch of kisses," kind of
Yeah.
thing.
He said that?
Or something like that. It was
Oh.
something along the
I was
lines
like-
of many kisses need to be happened in this
Yeah.
date.
That's so.
And then the fact that happened.
Oh,
But
he tried.
so yeah, really weird. I guess. But Claire has a lot of those like high reaction tendencies for those situations where like that would make me give me I guess anxiety. Not that I'm a person who's a high anxiety kind of
Oh,
person,
yeah.
but that would just make me super uncomfortable all
Absolutely.
these times, even if there's just a lot of misunderstandings.
Yeah.
If misunderstandings just quickly happen to like drama, then it makes me uncomfortable a lot.
She's super sensitive.
Very
like there's no
sensitive.
like he doesn't have a chance to explain himself or anything.
And then all of a sudden he's just, I think what really bothered me too is that she didn't really say much to him about like, you're done. That's it. Like she had Chris Harrison. He's all dressed up for his little date, and he's sitting there waiting on Claire. And bless his heart, Chris comes around the corner like, "You gotta go, bro. Like it's over for you."
So awkward.
Oh.
But unfortunately, Claire's not coming to dinner.
I hated that for him. And it makes him look like he's some monster that he's not. He was a sweet guy. I really do believe he's a sweet guy, and he didn't mean anything by it. He was just trying to be romantic, and she's not wanting romance with anyone but Dale.
And I appreciate him being nervous too, because
it's a sweet thing.
Normal.
Yeah.
The whole date he was very nervous. He was just not comfortable the entire time because they went to a spa, and he was really ticklish, and he just like couldn't control. I was laughing at him being ticklish. I thought that was hilarious.
We can talk about Claire being nice to her dog though.
Yeah, so nice to her dog.
Her dog is so cute.
I mean, I love golden retrievers in the first place, but that golden retriever has like a little face of its own. Like it's just so pure. I love that little dog. Anyways,
so cute.
So props to Claire for being a good dog mom.
Yep, great dog mom.
But she will never introduce that dog to Yosef again.
Never. Yosef,
terrible dog dad.
And Brandon.
One thing I've noticed in this season, you can feel free to call me out on it, but I haven't seen much people doing little talks in the limo back home or in their car ride back home.
Usually it's that's true.
Like they usually have like a whole speech after they get in the car, like
maybe because
things didn't go my way.
Once they get in the car, they have to quarantine again.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe a face mask goes on, and it's weird after that. Like
because I haven't noticed any of that.
Yeah, maybe. But usually that is a great moment to see their reaction with how they're feeling, and we didn't get any of that. Maybe that'll come later.
I've been seeing that for a lot of dates too. Like when Yosef got home, he didn't have a final say in his car.
And I'm
like,
sure he did have a final
Claire.
say, but it just wasn't recorded. It wasn't shown to us. So maybe it was really bad.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Okay, so next after that, it was the group date roast.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What did you guys think of that?
I'm not a fan of roasts in general.
No.
I do love a good roast. I like roast, and that's just because I don't know. I love criticism, and I love like humor, and it's just the perfect combination between like I don't know, constructive criticism, humor. It's a lighthearted way to do it, but some of those were like, those are fiery. Those are good.
I don't mind people roasting me, but I feel like people just are so quick to be offended that I can't handle roasting anyone else without like knowing I'm gonna offend someone.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like offending anyone, but I'm fine getting it. But yeah, I think for the guys that could take it, it was great. But otherwise, it was a bit cringe at moment, like especially with Dale. Like Dale just was like, ugh.
The only person that could handle it was Claire.
Yeah, that's true. Claire was so ready for it. Yeah,
she couldn't take it for Dale.
Oh, it is the roast. Roast. It is what it is.
Dale. Where do I begin?
Oh, take your time, Bennett.
They kind of only showed Dale being
roasted.
Yeah.
Like that one guy said, like I had like 40 other bits.
Oh yeah.
And they only showed my Dale, like they only talked about Dale.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And so Bennett was of course
he was pure Dale.
Yeah, he was pure Dale, and he must have such. I thought they were good. You know, they don't show any beef they've got behind the scenes until all of a sudden it's coming out on. You know,
I don't think they have anything. I don't think they really have anything against Dale. It was more like the fact that Claire needs
heightened
to
emotions. Yeah.
They don't think they're giving a chance against him.
Yeah. So of course he's the target.
If Dale wasn't like the front runner, they could care less about talking. Like
I'd agree with that. Yeah. And then Riley said, what was interesting was Riley said that Bennett had said what everyone else was thinking. And he said a lot of stuff. So I don't know if Riley's, can completely speak to the group, since I'm pretty sure Riley was the one who was like, don't speak for me. And he's speaking for everyone at that moment.
That's funny.
And so I don't know if that's super accurate, but if so, there's a lot we don't know about that dynamic. And maybe it is what you said. And maybe it's just a bunch of heightened emotions because he is like the target and the front runner. But I thought that was interesting, right? Riley's little commentary was a good insight for me. I was like, maybe there's more.
I didn't really pay attention to that part.
Yeah. And then Bennett tried to not talk about Dale. at that next date. So it was more of a group date. So it was after
the cocktail.
The cocktail after the group date. So after the group date, we had the cocktail date for the group date. And I think it was just so obvious with everyone that every single person that she took aside, that she had a side with, it was all about Dale and her getting the gossip, getting the
so that joke about Dale.
From,
tell me about it.
Yeah.
And it's funny that all the guys were catching on that's the only thing.
They're
like, what'd you guys talk about?
That's so true.
Well, she kept asking me about Dale. Oh, me too.
And so they're expecting it, and then they're like
too.
super uncomfortable when she asks again and asked again. And then
who'd you say that kept asking or that denied saying
so
anything?
Bennett started, and I thought it was so interesting because she was trying to get the scoop about why he dished so much on Dale. And he specifically said, can we not talk about Dale? He's had enough airtime, like talking time. Like, I really want to get to know you. And right after he says that, so she says something along the lines of, so what was the comment that Dale made? Like, what was the thing? And I was just like, gosh, she cannot get her mind off this boy. And then it was with everyone else. Yeah. As we said.
Yeah. And this was kind of a turning point in the show where the guys started to realize
they're starting to catch on.
They're catching on quicker.
It's all about Dale.
And I think some of these guys are actually interested in her, but she doesn't care. She's not interested in them. She's she's all about Dale, and that's fine. But
and then back to what you said, the guy that had
Blake?
the 43. No, he had the 43 jokes, and the one was about Dale.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing she asked about. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then she has the audacity to not give anyone the rose because they didn't give her what she was looking for. Yeah. I was like,
no,
what?
You guys didn't talk about Dale.
A jerk. Yeah, like
Dale's
they were trying to genuinely get to know her as she asked for at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they don't even have a chance.
Right now, I feel like this rose, I won't be able to give this out tonight, but I'm gonna go sleep on things. I have a lot to think about, and I'll see you guys at the rose ceremony tomorrow. Okay?
And just left. And then right after that, I don't know if you caught this, but it was very sneakily added, and she said to, I guess, one of the producers or the behind the scenes assistants with the mask on, she said, "You dissed on my fiance so hard, that's not okay." Something along those lines.
She said that to the producer?
She said that to the producer. You dissed on my fiance.
Yeah, she said
so
fiance.
Hard.
I really don't think I could sit there and go, "You've dished on my fiance so hard, like I can't be doing that, you know? Like, it doesn't feel right."
She called Dale her fiance right then.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't catch that?
No.
You didn't catch her saying fiance?
It was very slyly. I wouldn't have caught it.
No one says that about my fiance.
Yeah, no one says that about my fiance.
What?
Yeah.
Was she like, haha, fiance, or was it like...
She didn't laugh after that, but she might have said it playfully.
"You've dished on my fiance so hard, like my fiance.
But
she seemed pretty serious.
yeah, she seemed fairly serious. You're right.
One other comment about that scene. The lady was wearing a mask. Does that mean she's not actually staying in there like full time?
I was wondering about that too.
In and out?
She must.
Is that why she's wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Maybe?
You know? Is she not quarantined?
I thought everyone there was supposed to be.
You'd think so, but now we get some behind the scenes footage of this lady wearing a mask for some reason.
Maybe she goes in and out and gets things from outside. Maybe she's just
the
an
mask
assistant.
police are going to come after Bachelor.
Yeah, and then again, like they were right this close. So what's the point of the mask?
Some people are
Anyways,
ruthless.
another topic.
So the guys, no one gets a rose. Claire leaves, like you said, and then the guys, they're like, they stay, and they were having a chat. They're like, I would have been happier if someone got a rose and not me. I feel awful about this.
They felt dirty. I mean,
that is kind of
this
discouraging.
feels gross.
Bad taste in their mouths. Yeah, as you like, it's true. I don't think anyone would be okay with saying none of you were good enough. And they also knew the content of everyone else's conversations.
Yeah, they were
so that
helped.
added to the fact
that added to the downfall of
they
Claire.
tried to have a conversation with her about their relationships, but it was all about Dale, and they weren't giving her what she wanted. Is essentially saying, I just want to hear about Dale, and if you guys aren't going to give me the inside scoop and be like and wingmen, which is essentially what they are at this point, they're all wingmen. Yeah. Just to give her the hot goss, the spill the tea on Dale, and they didn't give her that, so that's why they essentially didn't get the rose.
Yeah, if I was somehow still on the show, if I was a contestant, I would have already kind of given up. I would have, if I say I didn't leave, I would have given up on trying to get Clare to like me, and I would just start affirming her with Dale, and I'd be like, just be her best friend at that point. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're perfect for Dale. You guys are great together.
You're gonna do
I would
great.
last so long in
Yeah.
that show after that. I need
Just
Keith
be
here.
the
for those-
wingman she wants. Like, just
Yeah.
play the part.
So
you know you're not
what
going to
do
get
you
anything
mean by that
more
joke
than
you said to Dale? Oh yeah, nothing really. You guys are great together.
Yeah, love you guys.
Don't take it to heart.
Essentially, they're gonna get to that point.
I
Right
would've got
now,
the
it's
rose at that
early.
point.
Yeah.
That's true.
She starts falling in love with you over
Doubt it. She would like the idea. Like I'll just be her wingman at that point.
Yeah, it would be strategic to do that, but I think all of them, for the most part, are kind of there for the right reasons, and they do want that relationship. They're holding out for hope. Bless their heart, they're trying, but she's not having it. It's Dale all day, every day. That's all she can think about, and that's I think what we're gonna find out next episode is that it all kind of comes to a climax with Dale.
Yeah, I think it
So,
all goes downhill.
Are we at the end?
I think so
But-
that's the end of the episode.
But something happens.
Something happens.
The roast.
So
After everything's ended, we're gonna go into the teaser for next week.
Oh, okay. We're going to.
Did you watch the teaser for next week?
I did watch the teaser, but I didn't take notes on the teaser.
No, that's fine. You don't need to take notes. Here's something big happened, and Jade's gonna explain.
So after the teaser for next week, they played a clip of painting over the pool, and then all of a sudden Taysha comes out of the water.
I really enjoyed that moment.
And she
That's so
is
good.
like, and it just like cuts off.
Yeah.
And I'm like so excited.
Do you
to
think
see
she's coming
Taysha.
next episode, or do you think maybe
No,
next?
I think she'll be
next
at
episode.
maybe the end of next episode or the beginning of the
Yeah.
next episode.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm so excited. I have a lot of.
Do you think it's gonna be with the same group of guys?
I think so. I'm hoping Tyler C comes back.
Oh yeah.
Because I see them together. That's my hope.
I don't think it's gonna be the whole group of guys. I think they're gonna mix and match between
Yeah.
new guys and old guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
maybe
yeah,
that's a
definitely
good
Tyler C
idea.
needs to come back.
Tyler C needs to
the
come
realtor
back.
needs to come back.
The one she unnecessarily cut.
He's an awful talker. But
Yeah.
I mean,
But they have to
Taysha might be good
re-quarantine
together.
though. Maybe they won't because they have to re-quarantine.
I don't know. What if production was already ready for this?
Maybe.
What if they just been building this up? Like
They could have been.
They knew that.
like they were ready for this. They've been kind of building this up. They knew they just needed to kind of finish a couple more episodes they needed to at least wait 14 days for Taysha to finish her quarantine. So they like, look, Claire, just get
Hurry
to the
it
group
up.
date
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
we know
couple
you
more
want
days.
Honestly, they might have like told Taysha, "Hey, you need to start quarantining. We might need you on the show."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably happened like day
once
one.
they figured out like Claire was really into this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really interesting. Chris Harrison, I think it was one of the last things that was said. It was by Chris Harrison, and he's like, "You blew up The Bachelor. Like the way that things are going is not gonna go well. Like it's not good."
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Me too. It's gonna be a lot of drama for next week, and I'm looking forward to that.
Before we wrap it up, I just want us to say a couple of nice things about Claire. Since we dish on her so much, let's just say a couple of words of affirmation to Claire that she loves so much. I think I said it already, but she's very nice to her dog, and I think she's going to be a great dog mom.
Yeah. I'd say my two things for Claire are she's very passionate, and she's also very bubbly, which is something that I appreciate in a person.
I think Claire is very confident, and she knows what she wants, and she is going after it.
Yeah, and she's not.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Why bother with the
Staying
rest of
true
the
to herself.
contestants?
Yeah, she
Yep.
knows what she wants. She just doesn't want to waste her time.
Well, that's it for this episode. Please stay tuned for next week's episode.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at This Is Not a Date Podcast.
And you can find us on Apple Podcasts and all other platforms.
All right. Bye.
Bye.